Well, welcome back to Navigating the Now with Kir Noel. Just back from 10 days in paradise in Costa Rica and having maybe a little bit more space in myself to navigate my now. So I wanted to share today to my listeners and welcome if you're new, and thank you for being a listener and a subscriber to all the people who are. Very much appreciate that. The idea that when we can calm our minds down, there will be more space. So it sounds very direct and simple, but imagine if you can a period of time when you're surrounded by your day-to-day life and you find the ability to just completely let go of projecting, which are thoughts coming forward from our past that will describe our future if we let them, and also planning. Planning is kind of a statement that often gets held in a positive light if it's your job. It's obnoxious and annoying if it's somebody telling you what they want to do for the next month or two, ahead of that month or two. And it's definitely a skill. And these things we were taught, as I was taught as a child, were the skills I needed to navigate the now then, which included a lot of time in a classroom. So once we get past that classroom period of our lives, and now the classroom is our life, how to bring a space in us to this moment so that even though I'm not now thinking I know what to do or how to do it, the information will come. The next piece of something I need to be paying attention to will appear. And that's what navigating the now is in its, boldest, simplest form. Not planning my future, I'm experiencing it. And I'm surrounded, many of us are, by people who very much want the planning. We want to know what we're thinking we're going to be doing at 70 and 75. And I think it aligns with we're at the end of our phase of life. We're the final round. We're able now to make different decisions financially. And why wouldn't we plan it? And I'm going to say that that is one way. It kind of brings everything that you choose because you are planning into alignment, that the container you think is the best for you when you are planning it will stay that container. So there's a lot of safety and comfort for people knowing that. And then I also want to invite anyone who did that kind of planning, and I am not that person, but I kind of marvel at that possibility. It's something of a skill I don't possess, to now take your mind's focus and give it permission to not control, to not be planning, to not be projecting. There's almost nothing in between those two ideas. I don't know anyone who isn't literally trying to prepare, is another word, for the next moment, who isn't, in a sense, planning or projecting. So if there's another word, please, audience, tell me. There may be other words in other languages. I'm sure there are. So having come back from Costa Rica, where I got a feeling that a lot of life there is not about the values I just described that we hold here quite a bit, especially in these so-called civilized nations, and how well they just exist in the reality of now. Even though we might look at it and say, it's hard to get tissues for your nose, which it is, difficult and expensive. Was that really is that what we value? And when I come home and I have, ample amounts of toilet paper and ample amounts of paper towel, and I can comparison shop for them, and I can get tissues as many tissues as I want, I go, wow, it's abundance and comfort. And then there's a part of me that says, wait a minute, there's a lot of people in this world who don't have this. That gave my mind some space. I wanted to get more space in my mind about this. And by the way, some of us do use substances. I know some of my audience does. Some of it is recreational. Some of it is psychologically helpful. And that's great if it works for you, if it gives you that space in you to allow new things to come in, new ideas, new possibilities. So when I did not partake of my government fully presenting something last night that the world may have watched, I did not, because I don't feel it's in the now. I don't feel it has anything to do with a lot of ego. I feel like there's a dance or a stage show. It's a stage show to comfort my fearful mind. I don't think they can comfort my fearful mind. If I have a fearful mind, I better find out how to comfort it. So let's be awake enough to say, hey, I have planned my future till the day I die. And this person I'm listening to might have a point. What if my future had whole new dimensions to it? And why wouldn't I want to see that? Why wouldn't I want to experience life in that wide view? And that's what happens for me when I'm clear and my inner dialogue is quieted. It's not completely gone. I don't sit and meditate and I never have a thought. That is a notion for most people in the art of teaching meditation. It's not even necessary to ever achieve. It's that I make space for something else. So let's make space for this other, and then we'll be able to hear something we may not hear otherwise. So if we can all just take 5 minutes in the morning and let it go. Just let it go. You can sit on your chair and let it go. You can sip a coffee and not project and plan the next moment. That little bit of practice goes a long way. I also decided not to listen to any more of my own manufactured podcasts. I didn't listen to peers' podcasts. I didn't read the New York Times or any newspapers. I did not look at Reuters. I did not go on my wonderful platforms and magazines and newspapers from around the world on my phone. I didn't partake of the noise. And I saw the birds, the monkeys. I even saw a toucan fly. I heard the music that is earth. And it was an incredible sound. It was just so comforting. And I stopped needing to have specialized seltzer drinks throughout my day, which I do have in my life. But I noticed how when they're not there, because I don't drink alcohol, but I like bubbly things, I was fine. I was just fine. And it was quiet and it was simple. So let's give ourselves permission this day on at this moment when, I have no idea what's next. I'm open to information coming through me that helps me to continue to heal my own life and provide direction for others who are looking as well. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for joining me on navigating the now post relaxing moments in the jungle. So now we're going to start. We're going to do a little section called Intuitive or Not, and it's part of my show, which I believe is very instructive to the things that we think that are in the world that absolutely don't make sense. So intuitive or not, people who can't make sense when they speak should not run anything in my world. Absolutely. What are we waiting for? Why isn't it clear that there's no clarity? That's pretty obvious to me. Intuitive or not, if you don't know someone with a pet, you're missing out. And if you don't have your own pet, you're really missing out. Animals are these incredible healing energies in our lives. There's all kinds of wonderful things on TikTok for cats and dogs and birds and owls, and I watch and I marvel. There's a monkey now, a fabulous baby monkey who has a plushie because its mother rejected it. Yeah, just, surround yourselves with animals, animal images. They're comforting, they're real, they're in the now, they're so in the now, and they don't judge. So intuitive or not, it makes no sense to me that you don't think and have animals in your life, even if they're your neighbors or your nieces. Engage with them. If you want to spend money, buy the pet something special. They give you more than you could ever give them. So it makes no sense that you don't partake of this. This is just like magic. If anyone here watches Mary Trump's YouTube channel, she does a mental health moment. I think it's on Fridays, and she takes us to the animal kingdom. And we are like, yeah, I need this. So it makes no sense to me that you're not giving yourself that love, that complete unconditional love. So thank you for being here. That's about it for this week. There's a lot of online details about a speech from last night. I did read one editorial, the pros and cons, the lies and stories. And yeah, this thing continues. And it's not just here, it's a lot of different places. So let's stay clear enough that we can find our own inner healer and bring her to this moment, or him. If you are looking for your inner healer, I have this incredible online program, which is very reasonable at $25 a month. I will put a link on my YouTube page for you to access that and join me in activating your intuitive self. Please join me. The world needs us. Have a good day. See you next time.